From Steve Slayton to Pat White to Pat McAfee, they love their Mountaineers in Morgantown. And in a place known for yan dogs and pepperoni rolls, probably some liquid refreshments, the Mountaineer faithful ready to go here in Morgantown. What a game and what potential drama we have in store. You've seen this script before. Top 10 team goes into a cauldron of emotion on the road and just hopes to be able to get out and tell about it. As we'll see, the number 6 team in the country, the South Carolina Gamecocks, facing off with another team from the Pac-12, the West Virginia Mountaineers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. So South Carolina's offense is on the field for the first time today. And here comes the quarterback. And one thing you know for sure, with this team, as he goes, so goes the offense.
And he's a big-time talent, Reese. This guy can hurt you in a multitude of ways, throwing and running the football. He's going to have to be dialed in, though, because this defense is going to give him a lot of different looks. It's really important mentally this QB is on his game.
Now from the 36-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Leaves it with the back. A confident, tough, efficient run gets it up to the 44. Really important for a ranked team going into a hostile environment like this one, not to give the underdog reason to believe.
Yes, reason to believe, and don't give the fans reason to get jacked up and excited. Come out early, be in a business mode mindset.
You got to start fast. You got to have a sense of urgency. You cannot come sleepwalking into an environment like this, because if you do and you make some mistakes, this crowd will pounce on you and seize momentum.
The Gamecocks will have it 1st and 10. Leaves it with the running back. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
All right, well, the offense here, they're trying to get this run game established. They obviously don't break off a long run there, but they're just trying to find their footing at this point.
Coming after it. That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble.
And I know it wasn't successful there, but you can go back to last week. Like, they're going to throw this man the football. They find creative ways to get him the ball. Really good coaches get their playmakers the ball in space, and that's what I like about this offense. I bet they come back to him and find a way to throw him the football somewhere.
How about the play call there, guys? 3rd down, they're throwing it behind the line of scrimmage, seeing if this guy can do something once he has it in his hands, but a better job of pursuit and tackling defensively, now setting up 4th.
He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Finds his man, and they convert. Not a big window, and that throw was money, and they've got it at the 30. That completion delivers a 1st down. To the air, it's Sellers. Going for it all. And swatted down by the defense to stop the scoring opportunity.
Well, it looked like that might be the first touchdown of the game, but what a great job by the defender, seeing the football and swatting it away.
And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
That's a really good stop by the defense. Jesse, they need a few more. You've given up a bunch of yards on this drive and a bunch of plays, but all that matters is keeping them off the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's that bend, don't break mentality you're seeing right now, and this is the point where this defense has just got to lock in.
He gets the job done, picking up the 1st down, then getting down. And the Gamecocks look to do some damage in the red zone. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Listen, I know there are a lot of DBs out there that all they want to do is get interceptions and dance in the end zone. This dude likes to put his face in the fan, get close to the line of scrimmage, and tackle. And on the opening drive that he's out there, he gets a huge tackle for loss early. That is a statement play.
Nice job by the QB, sitting back in the pocket. You can tell he wants to throw the football, go through his progressions. Nothing home, take off, and slide. I love the slide at the end. Don't take a big shot.
And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack. They'll send out the kicker here. And he'll envision the ball flight as he lines it up from the right hash and 38 yards out. He got it. And the first points of the day come on that field goal. After that last field goal drive, they're set to kick it away.
I know one thing this head coach does every week is he challenges his guys to start fast. And it's so important today, playing on the road in this kind of environment. You saw a nice drive. They didn't get the touchdown they would have loved, but still, kicking that field goal and taking this early lead, that's a statement for the visiting team.
The Mountaineers offense has the ball for the first time. As we take a look at our impact players for this one, what are you looking for, Jesse, for a guy to make an impact?
Well, these are simply put the leaders of this football team, and generally games go how these guys play. If they make plays, they've got a shot to win this one.
No doubt, they got to show up. These are the team leaders. These guys have to play well if they're going to win the football game.
The give to the back. Finds a little bit of space, gets 3 to the 22. They'll need to convert this third down from their own 22 to get this drive jump-started. They're trying to slow that rush down with the draw. They tried to go smash mouth on 3rd and short, and it did not work against this defense. 4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. He'll bring it back. It's Brown. They'll wrap him up and bring him down, and that's how we'll wrap up the first quarter. That's the end of the quarter, and South Carolina has the lead. And we've come to the end of the first as we take a moment to check out the stats so far. They are lined up and ready to go and get things started here in the second. First down to start the drive after the break. They're going to throw it to start the drive. Got his man on the right. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. Fresh set of downs after the completion. Looking to go up top on first down. And that pass is intercepted. He'll try to take it back. Touchdown, West Virginia. A great return for the touchdown. Any return for a touchdown is a great one to a defense.
And they come up with a huge pick six, and that is one of the reasons this defense has been so dominant all season long. They don't give up big plays, but they take the football away. And once they do, they've got better athletes than you do. They're hard to bring down. They can flip the game on a dime.
They'll kick it off and send that defense right back out there to try to score again after the pick six. And the return man reaches the end of the line, and down he goes. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. This possession will be a test after squandering that long drive throwing a pick six, Jesse.
You're right, Reese. Well, I think this is really dependent, too, on the leaders in this huddle right now to step up and help this offense get back on pace here on this drive.
Yeah, and this defense is frothing at the mouth. They're excited. They're jacked up. They just made a big play. They got all the momentum, so they're ready to hunt.
Looking for a man. It's Sellers. Trying to make magic on the scramble. And he scoots his way to the first down and then slides to avoid the hit. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll throw it on first down. Looking deep down the right side. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete. After the misfire now on second down. He's looking to throw. Trying to get to it. They could have used a little bit more there. Pick up 3. It's 3rd and 7.
Well, great job there by the defense because they weren't able to get him sacked right away, but you saw the coverage in the back end. Nowhere for the quarterback to throw the football. Didn't get the sack, obviously. You don't get the negative play, but you also don't give up a big one. You're feeling pretty good about where you are right now in this drive.
Ample time in the pocket and lets it go to the left. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down. First one's on its way. The leg ought to be strong. Only called on twice in the victory last week. And the punt team gets down there and gets the return man on the ground. West Virginia has it in the offense ready to go to work. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
The last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot. And you got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable, that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on their heels.
Using his legs, it's Donaldson. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Big third down coming from their own 31. Defense tries to get off the field. They'll try to move the chains on the ground. That just never had a chance as they controlled the middle of the field and stopped him in the backfield on third down. Fourth down, and the punt team sends it the other way. Looking for a block, it's Brown. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. They've been pretty much stifled on offense so far, David, only able to muster 3 points in their previous 3 drives.
And you got to find a way to open this up and create some explosive plays. The passing game is obviously the easiest way. Jesse, put more speed on the field, find those guys down the field.
You know they're frustrated, too, because they felt like there were some matchups they could take advantage of to get some points on the board early. In this one, they just haven't been able to connect on those opportunities. But I like David's idea. Maybe move some guys around and see if you can create some better one-on-one matchups.
Now it's 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line. They'll run it out of the shotgun. And excellent vision to find running room there and make a really good pickup before the defense put a stop to it.
First down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another first down, gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
And I feel like this guy, too, is just an explosive play waiting to happen. His vision, his...
And it's intercepted. A turnover for the defense. Made the play on the pick, was hoping to make one on the return. He'll have to settle for letting the offense pay it off from the 26. Looking for a productive play on first down. To throw, it's Burton. Pressure coming. And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17. What can they pull out of the playbook here on 2nd and long from the 17? The give to the tailback. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
Man, offenses are getting really creative in the way they run their counter plays now. They pull different guys. They pull a guard. They pull a tackle. They pull a guard and a tackle. So really keeping the defenses off balance. You can't just key on wherever the tight end is. You got to realize they can show you one thing and come back with another.
They're going to test that run defense to the right here. And this one will be stopped for no gain. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. 4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. Running it back, it's Brown. Slips through the line. This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return. Gets a little bit of ground for the offense. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them. He's going to let one fly down the middle. He caught it! And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Gamecocks!
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game. Got a lot of speed, and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
They got the late touchdown on the board, now about to kick it away and hoping the defense can keep them from answering. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. West Virginia has it back, ready to dive into that playbook. This late in the half, you're behind. You'd love to create something before the break to build momentum, Jesse.
But you've also had some miscues on offense, a big part of why you're losing the game right now. I'd take it into halftime, make my adjustments, and come out ready in the second half.
Yeah, I'm going to take it into halftime too, Paul. But I'm trying to put some points up right here. Be aggressive, set the tone, be like, hey, listen, this is what you're going to get in the second half, so find something really quickly you can go to.
There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. It's third down from their own 34 as they try to keep the drive moving. They'll try to get the first through the air. Wide open downfield. And they'll do more than move the chains. They'll move that thing more than 30 yards down the field before he's finally stopped. The offense calls timeout, and they won't have any more left this half. They've marched to the red zone, and here they go. Makes the catch. That completion gets them inside the 10, and the defense is running out of room to defend. Quickly gets everyone set. They spike it to stop the clock. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. To the air, it's Burton. And this one's going to be incomplete. He was trying to make the connection in the back corner of the end zone. Third and goal from way back there. From the gun, wants to pass. Just had to get rid of that one to save the yardage on third down. And on fourth down, they'll try to salvage the drive with a field goal. From the left hash, and this distance ought to make that angle pretty easy to handle. Splits the uprights right down the middle. And the field goal draws us even as we get close to halftime. Let's see what he can get done from inside his own 15. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Trying to get behind the defense. It is incomplete, and now there are 4 seconds remaining. Just enough time to get off one final play of the half. Couldn't connect on first down, now back to the air. Feeling the heat as he lets it go. And it's picked off for the 3rd time today. And he's dragged down after the interception, and that's how we'll close out the first half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
All right, fellas, the end of a very intriguing first 2 quarters of football in Morgantown. And a really competitive game so far. I'm talking razor-thin margins in the big statistical categories. And while it may be a broken record, turnovers are the name of the game. The team that limits them, the ones that win that turnover margin, generally speaking, are the ones that have the best chance to get that dub. And with that, let's take the old country roads on our way back to Mountaineer Field.
The Gamecocks will kick it away to crank up the second half. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. West Virginia has it, and the offense ready to go to work. First drive of the second half, always fun to watch. You see what type of tweaks were made at the half, especially when you're locked up in a ball game like this one.
Yeah, and it's been a good game. I mean, it's been a little bit of back and forth and a feeling out process. And now what you get in the second half, who's going to get aggressive, Paul? Who's going to take some shots, try to make some plays, and really go for it?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think as play callers right now, you learn a lot about these coaching staffs with respect to who does make the best adjustments. There's a lot of coaches that believe we're just going to be who we are. We're going to keep doing what we do. We're just going to do it better. But then there are others that tweak things a little bit on offense and on defense. We're going to find out here.
It'll be 3rd and short from their own 33. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. The Mountaineers decide to punt it away. 4th time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. On the return, it's Brown. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. And in a low-scoring game like this one, David, every possession is magnified.
And I think more than anything, it just gets frustrating. And you got to put that behind you. You got to see what the...
And the pressure gets to him. Down goes the quarterback. A first down sack can be a drive killer. Now it's 2nd and 13. Looking to throw, it's Sellers. He wants to take the top off. And that's going to be incomplete, going for broke on 2nd down, but 3rd down's coming up.
You can't rest on your laurels as a quarterback. We know how much success he had last game when he completed over 70% of his throws. This game, though, he's just a little bit off. At times he looks like he's pressing. He hasn't been overly accurate. That's a reason why he's completing somewhere around 50% of his passes.
And he was off to the races, and he gets it to the 45.
Wow, and what a great job by that quarterback finding his open receiver on 3rd down. You know, guys, one of the most telling stats at the end of the game is 3rd down conversion percentage. If you're a great 3rd down team, it's invaluable to your offensive success, and that's why teams drill 3rd down so much in practice.
Another incompletion, and I've said that a lot, and these teams are just struggling. I mean, the offense just doesn't know what to do. Nothing's working. Ground game, throw game. It's kind of been a rock fight on both sides.
Well, you're making a positive out of a negative. And that time, quarterback, nice job buying time. He's trying to throw the football. Nothing there, so instead of throwing it away, getting the incomplete, just get what you can get and make this next down more manageable.
From the gun, he leaves it with the back. And the defense had his hands full, but they finally wrestle him down short of the 1st down.
And that's a really good job by the defense, because when you get in that 3rd and medium area, listen, you got to be worried about the run and the pass. Did a good job playing both. Got it stopped, now forcing a 4th down.
And the 4th down pass falls incomplete, and they'll have to give up the football. 1st down here for the offense. On the ground, it's Donaldson. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
I never know if it's grammatically correct to say a team's being out-physicaled. You hear it a lot in football, though. That's happening in this game. They are just not getting the push they need all game long up front to have any success when you decide to run it.
They have it at the 43, 3rd and short, trying to avoid making a decision on 4th down. Back to pass, it's Burton. Right down the middle. He's got it. And a big-time grab there. Knocked down immediately, but not before he gets it to the 40. And the Mountaineers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. He wants to throw. It's complete. And the ball slipped out. Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover. The drive continues after that fumble scare sent the offensive coordinator's blood pressure into orbit. On 2nd down, they'll take to the air. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. Can't get him to the ground.
He didn't get a big gain. You want to call that play and probably want to get more yards, but you could tell that was super close from seriously busting loose. Nice job.
Oh, and he got a hand on it. It's blocked. Scoops it up, and he's going to try to take it back. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Gamecocks. They take the lead with the 6.
South Carolina, number 22, takes it back for the score.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7.
That makes the score South Carolina 17, West Virginia 10.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
Kick it away.
And they thought about a return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25. Plenty of time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. From the gun, they'll try the middle. And they get him on the ground, and that'll probably do it for the 3rd quarter. That's the end of the quarter, and South Carolina has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Pre-snap motion in the backfield. Back to pass. It's Burton. Got his man down the middle. And he was just a couple of steps away from taking that one even further after the catch. Maybe this will breathe a little life into this offense, which has been flatlined in the 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
How about the job by this defense today? They knew what they were getting into. A really good running back. We talked to him this week. It was the main focus point of this offense, stopping the run game, stopping the run game. Boy, have they showed up and showed out and answered that challenge.
Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed. Ball is at the 41 as this defense tries to force the punt on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack. The Mountaineers will punt this one away. They may have to pay him overtime. He's punting for the 5th time today. He'll get away another punt. He's been really active today, and no doubt he's going to earn his varsity letter. They'll get down and put a stop to the return at about the 28-yard line. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. That last drive was promising at times, but stalled out, and they turned it over on downs, Jesse.
I think they got to do a better job here, just being better early in the downs. On 1st down, finding positive.
Yeah, and it's frustrating when you move the football and get stopped on the other side of the field and get no points. But they've had some success, and I like the aggressiveness. They just got to cash some of these drives in.
Got 3 on 1st down. It's 2nd and 7. He's looking to throw. It's complete on the right side. And he gets it to the 44-yard line. It'll be a 1st down.
I love an offense that wants to stay aggressive. Even when you've got the lead late in the game like this, right, you still try to find your playmakers and get them the ball in space, and that is exactly what this offense is doing.
They're setting up the screen. They make the stop, but a good pickup there on 1st down.
This offense is not letting up, guys. They got a lead here late, and they are still taking shots. They're still looking for explosive plays. This defense just has not had an answer here all game long.
And they'll stop him just short of the 1st down, just inches away from moving the sticks. 3rd and inches coming. This is the kind of play where every fiber of your being is tested. And they'll bring him down, but not before he picks up the first down.
And how about this offense? They haven't ran the football great today. But right now, when it matters the most, can you be good? Can you be physical? Can you tick that clock and run the rock?
He turns this into a nice gain and gets down to avoid the hit. We have arrived at the 2-minute warning, a one-possession game as this offense tries to hold on. And the Gamecocks getting set on 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Unleashes one deep. And that one sails for the back of the end zone.
Nice job by the defense there, taking all throws away from the quarterback. He had nowhere to put that football in the field to play, so that ball obviously had to go out of bounds.
Looking to throw, it's Sellers. And he will take it in. Touchdown, South Carolina. With that, they are closing in on bowl eligibility, but with this big lead and a 6-0 start, much bigger dreams for this squad. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. And he'll return it and try to get behind his blockers. He's got great speed. Oh, what vision. Can they catch him? He will score! Touchdown, Mountaineers!
And listen, still a ways to go, but great job by this offense getting you back in the ball. Now, we got a one-possession game. We got our score. We did what we're supposed to do. Now, how do we get this stopped? Now, the defense has to come up big and get me the rock back.
The AT unit on the field. And it's up and good as they draw just a touch closer. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Old Dominion is putting on an offensive clinic. They've built a big lead, and this one is approaching blowout territory. They're up by 19 over Eastern Michigan. We'll circle back if anything big happens in this college football.
Going downfield for the big play. He's got it at the 20. Slippery slide, find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Gamecocks. That score will give them a little more room to operate here in the fourth quarter as they go for their 6th straight win.
And, you know, late in the games, offenses sometimes get conservative when they got the lead and they got the ball. I love this offense. They were aggressive. They got another score added to the lead. Now you're trying to salt this game away.
West Virginia has it back, ready to dive into that playbook. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. Don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just...
Intercepted. They didn't give him much on the return, but they are in prime scoring position at the 22.
That should be the nail in the coffin. What a great break on the football. Getting the big turnover. You got the lead. Now just go out there, be smart on offense, and run that clock.
And he's knocked down, but there's also laundry on the field. We'll see what the officials have called. Just an obvious holding call there, and one that just kills an offense's momentum. Line gets set, first down. Use the play fake, now to throw. Looking to the big tight end. Got him downfield. They're able to keep him out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 2 after the big play in the passing game. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Defense showing plenty of pre-snap movement of their own. And if they can find the end zone here, that might be all she wrote. First and goal. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
And I'm kind of surprised by this performance, man. The QB last week, you could tell that he was in rhythm. He was good timing. You could tell the chemistry with receivers were good. And today, everything just looks off.
He They give themselves just a little more cushion as they close in on extending this winning run. And the extra point splits the uprights, and they're up a full 3 touchdowns, a 21-point cushion in the fourth. Looks like he's going to try to return it. And the coverage team able to wrestle him down. West Virginia has it in the offense ready to go to work. This has been a really disappointing performance, David, no question about that, but they can find some positives.
Yeah, and every time you watch the tape, you know, Jesse, coaches are pointing out, look at this. This was open if we just ran the details to the right route, hung on to the football. Little things can make a big difference.
Yeah, that's why they call it a game of inches, David, but I'll say this. If you're on offense, don't go on social media this week. It ain't going to be pretty.
And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line. The offense uses a timeout to stop the clock, and they'll get a quick breather.
West Virginia.
On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. Didn't have much of a choice there, but to get rid of it. And the Mountaineers line up to punt it away.
Number 41 in punt formation to kick it away.
He just wanted to get it out of there from his end zone. He only needs a sliver of daylight. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. With this big cushion they're working with, Jesse, they're ready. Fires toward the end zone. Touchdown, South Carolina! And the pummeling has started.
South Carolina.
They can now exhale just a little bit with that lead, and they are close to a victory here in the 8th week of the season.
And you knew this one was over already, but how about an exclamation point to go with it? Another score for this offense. They've had themselves a great day, and the stats just continue to pile up.
He'll take the return, try to get better field position. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. West Virginia has it back, ready to dive into that playbook. This one has pretty much been a bludgeoning, but they'll try to finish with something positive late.
Well, they ran into a buzzsaw today, and I don't think it would matter what type of X's and O's they're out there executing, David. Jimmy's and the Joes, they're just not as good as the opponent today.
And as an athlete, it sometimes hits you in the face and it stinks, but you're not good enough. And today they were not good enough. And I'm going to do the best I can to try to flush this down the toilet, not remember it, forget it, move on for the next game. Maybe something right here I can create positive that carries over to practice and maybe next week.
Well, this one had all the suspense of a bug hurtling his way toward a windshield, and they did splatter them, an absolutely dominating performance.
Got to give the coaching staff a ton of credit. They obviously had their guys ready to play and motivated right from the opening kick. All 3 phases we saw, just spectacular football. No mental mistakes, David. You really can't play better than that.
Nah, it's really fun to do this. Come out and just dominate opponents. Start from finish. Nothing to worry about. You just know you're better. You're going to do you, put up a bunch of points, and win by a lot of points.
That's going to do it for us from here. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports.